Cephas again, it's threaded into his path. And it was a dangerous ball across goal that Burrell couldn't quite reach. He put himself in a useful moment though. He's the one causing plenty of the problems. Picked out by Palmer this time. Just a fraction too far in front of Burrell. Plays in Turkey with Mbakisa. Lovely little turn that from Dixon. Dixon's delivery. Important touch before it came for Cephas. It is now Casey Palmer in possession, and he's picked the pass for Dixon to drive it goalwards. Philip gets down to make the stop. Went back by Mbakisa. And this time the goalkeeper is able to grab it and keep out Casey Palmer. Second goal of the game. Well, his part initially did Palmer. It was a decent stop from Marvin Phillip. He's been the busier of the two goalkeepers. But he wasn't overly extended by what happened at the end of it this time. It's going to come through for Burrell. The assistant is flagging though. Everybody else had stopped before Ramon Burrell put that in the back of the net. Never going to count though. Put up here. Burrell again, played in, big save by Philip. Cephas, and he couldn't quite take it out. Here's two away. Chances coming quickly. Gilbert.
Hello everyone, thank you very much for joining us. It's always a pleasure to come your way, bringing you the best, nothing but the best. When it comes to association football, this is the place you need to be. It's Max TV, where we leave nothing to chance. It is happening in space. You will see us there. Once again, you're welcome. This is an opportunity to let you in on what is happening on the 2025 Unity Cup. My name is Prince Anan. It's almost always a pleasure to be here, and we started yesterday, and we started with a big bang. We will do a little bit of a recap of what happened yesterday, but of course, 4 countries. When you go to the CONCACAF zone, there's Trinidad and Tobago, there is Jamaica. They started first yesterday. We saw some excellent football, didn't we? And looks like everybody loved the game. But today, the focus is on the West African region. The focus is on 2 teams or 2 countries who always lay claim to superiority. The focus is on the senior national team, the Black Stars, and the Super Eagles of Nigeria. I've heard stories how the Nigerians decided to change the name from Green Eagles to Super Eagles, and I understand that there's a Ghanaian connection to it. I'm not too sure. I won't touch on that. But today, we're going to see the fans, wherever they find themselves, here in Ghana, back out there in London, as you can see on the streets of Brentford, getting ready for that big encounter. Ghana, Nigeria knows no friendly, does it? Anytime the 2 teams meet, it's business as usual, because we're fighting for bragging rights, and we are laying claim to the fact that we are the best at everything. It could be movies. They may claim superiority. It could be culture. They may claim superiority, but we are not giving them gaba when it comes to football, and especially jollof rice. Today, we will see how the 2 compare. I've got gentlemen in the studio who are ready to take a look at the pros and the possibles, as it were, as we get into the game itself. But of course, we can't do this without acknowledging our sponsors, and so I'd like to say thank you very much to Medimafo Herbal Clinic, Endpoint Homeopathic Clinic as well. We've got Jaga 4 Bitters, Guinness Co and P Capsules, Niche Chocolate Drink, Max by Techno, and Lucky Win. And don't forget, between now and the end of the match, we are going to make a lot of you out the winners of some fantastic prizes. You want a brand new Techno Spark mobile phone, you want some cash in your pocket, if you ask me, that is very, very salient. And of course, we'll be sharing with you some wonderful baseball caps and t-shirts, all by the kind courtesy of Mega Cash Promotions. Thank you once again for joining us. We are ready to take a look at what is going to happen today. Now, 18 years ago, Ghana played Nigeria in the same city, Brentford, probably different stadium, but in the same city. The Nigerians were boasting of a very rich group of players, the likes of Taiwo, Vincent Inyama, they were all there. The Ghanaians went in strong with their brand of collectible professionals, Suleiman Tari, Michael Essien, Richard Kingston, Hans Idusape, they were all there. At the end of 90 minutes, what happened? Ghana licked the wounds of the Nigerians. We beat them by 4-1. And so that city brings a lot of favor to Ghana. I'm sure one of my guests may not agree with that, but history is always history. But we have another opportunity to have a go at the Nigerians. This time we are expecting a lot more superlative performance from the two teams. They may not have the core of their national teams, but hey, the talent almost always abounds. Once again, you're welcome. I've got Coach Reggae in the house, and we also have our Nigerian counterpart. He played football up to the highest level, played to the senior national level as well, and it's good to have Coach in the house. Just to confirm the name, Coach Richard Oduaron. Yes, Coach Richard Oduaron. He's now based in Ghana. He's now a professional coach. He's managed a lot of the teams. We'll find time to take a look at some of the work he's done so far. But gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us in the studios tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, so in my prefatory message, I did mention that yes, we want to teach the Nigerians a lesson or two. But you think it is only us who want to do the teaching? The Nigerians are also threatening that this is payback time to take a look at how they can beat the senior national team, the Black Stars. I think the most painful one was when we battled to a goalless draw in Ghana, and then we played to a pulsating 1-0 draw in Nigeria, and that enabled us to go to the last World Cup. They've been licking their wounds since then. But we'll take a look at how far both teams have come and how ready they are to recapture Africa and the world once again. Yesterday, like I said, it all started. The Trinidad and Tobago team put up a sterling performance against the Jamaicans. The match produced 5 goals. 5 incredible goals. The Jamaicans ruled supreme at the end of 90 minutes. They have made it to the very final. So now they will be relaxing, of course, watching this game, but they will be relaxing to meet the winner of a tie between Ghana and Nigeria. First of all, I'll take quick reactions from you gentlemen. Yesterday you watched the game. Coach Reggae, how did you see yesterday's game? I think it was full of action.
Too much.
Too much?
Yeah. The intensity was high. Everything was on point. It's just that the last goal has to separate. You know, definitely.
It was so unfortunate.
Yes, so unfortunate. But, you know, when it comes to the last penalty chance that came, was a pure Usain Bolt athleticism that reflected there. Yeah. You can see. Yeah. He just took the risks into the box.
We can't fault the goalkeeper, can we?
Yeah.
We can't.
When it happens like that, it's a 50-50 chance. Yes, so the striker has also good advantage, and then we made it out. Yeah.
Okay. Coach Richard?
Yeah, it was a very fantastic game. It was, like Coach Reggae said, high intensity, good play, from transition play from mid-defense to midfield to attack. It's all reflected the modern football we are talking about. So it was a nice one, and we hope today will be more exciting than yesterday.
Today definitely must be more exciting because it is either in the Ghanaian favor or the Nigerian favor. As we said earlier on, the two coaches in the helm of affairs have named their squads for this Unity Cup. We may not be seeing the core of the players, but of course some key players will be in there. It's also an opportunity for other players who have been hanging on the periphery to also get an opportunity and an advantage to see whether they can lay claim to first team positions in the squad. Coaches will tell you that it is moments like this that when you give the opportunity to some of the off-field players, they will also want to come in strong and hard. We'll see whether we can get you some highlights from yesterday's game, because it was quite an impressive game. But of course, a game that the Ghanaians and the Nigerians also had the opportunity to take a look at the strength of both Jamaica and Trinidad and Tobago. Here we go. That was the first opportunity coming the way of the Jamaicans, a trip in the 18-yard box. Defenders will always lay claim to the innocency, but look at the panenka of a penalty kick. I'm not too sure that all players will have the heart to do this. I'll find out from coaches what it takes to have such confidence, to go in for such penalty kicks. But it was nicely done. Take a look at it again. The goalkeeper went the wrong way. He thought the trailing leg could have helped, but that was easy as pie. And they set the Jamaicans up 1-0 to the goat. Kept pressing, lots of movement in the 18-yard box, and then look at this for a second goal. Taking the opportunity. And of course, this is what we expect from marksmen, from strikers. Every opportunity that you have, if you can take it, no matter the way you take it, as long as it fetches the desired results. So 2 goals to the goat by the Jamaicans. And again, the fighting spirit was clearly there. Trinidad and Tobago were in 6s and 7s at this stage, but they didn't give up. They came back stronger in the second half and then managed to fetch a goal that brought them back into the game. Clear understanding, clear telepathy. The passing work was done nicely, looking for opportunities in the 18-yard box, and they managed to claw back some pride. 2-1 at the stage in the second half, early in the second half, and of course it was an all-play, all-affair. And from there, for those of you who watched the game, you realize that TNT, that's Trinidad and Tobago, kept pushing forward. They came forward in drives, they created opportunities, free kick advantage, hit the goalpost, came off the trailing leg of the Jamaican goalkeeper, and it was easy as pie for the Jamaican captain to knot in the second goal. And again, these things happen in association football, and so one good turn deserves another, and an unfortunate incident for one may be a fortunate incident for the other. And at this stage, everybody was rooting for both sides, looking for the penalty kick up, until alas, the Usain Bolt came into play at this stage. The goalkeeper came out. There was nothing he could do. The penalty kick was buried nicely by King. This is what separated the men from the boys. But one of the interesting things was that the fans, at the end of it, they all cheered the two sides. They played well. It was an interesting game. A lot of opportunities were created. Coach Richard, let me start off with you. Would you give credit, especially to TNT? They came back stronger in the second half.
Yes, the never give up attitude from them was a very good one.
Okay.
Yes, was a very good one. From 2 goals down, coming, crawling back, 2-2. Like you said, I used to say, in football, the last 10 minutes is all the football we are all watching. If you lose concentration in that last 10 minutes, you will be buried. And that was what just happened to the TNT guys. And like Coach Reggae said, there was a both factor came in there, and you can see what's happened there.
Yeah, I see. Yeah. But Reggae, obviously, if you are playing at a high tempo, at a high competition such as this, you cannot afford to lose concentration.
Well, sometimes you take that decision as a lack of concentration.
Okay.
But sometimes so it's about the game plan. You see, they were down 2. The TNT were down 2.
Yeah.
They need energy. They need extra energy to come back and equalize. So you can see the energy invested in that to come back. So definitely they're a little bit tired, but it's up to the coach to also read the game. What changes? Do I need a draw? Now that I have come back strongly, do I need a draw?
Sure.
Do a possession game or do a defensive work or an attacking game? So it was also up to the coach to also decide. But you know, they were all playing, all attacking, all defending. So there was a lot of, it was a 50-50 game. So I think the better side won.
But isn't it so unfortunate that you lose it when it matters most?
Yeah, that makes it football. The painful, yes, that makes it football. The painful side is when you lose at a certain time of the game. and when the time matters most. Yes, that makes it football. Like the interesting side of football is that.
But we can't take anything away from TNT. They played well.
They played well.
Which makes the match for third position even more dicey.
That's right.
Whichever qualifies between Ghana and Nigeria, whoever loses will be meeting TNT. I think they've got a very good team.
Yeah.
They've got a very good coach in Dwight York. He's got the experience.
That's right.
He showed the experience. He kept smiling when the camera fell on him. He knew that obviously he was playing against his father, Steve McLaren, who was his coach when he back in the day at Manchester United. Yeah. And so that level of respect was there. But obviously, they also have some quality games to play in terms of qualifying for the World Cup. You think they have a team that can really handle it? TNT.
You see, Ghana has a style of play.
Okay.
When it comes to tempo football, attacking, we can switch.
Yeah.
So when you say Ghanaian players are more intelligent, you should understand. Every country, every continent, Ghanaians, we've played South America before. We played Uruguay.
Yeah.
We have played Germany at World Cup level. Every club, every country has a tempo. And Ghanaian team, the Black Stars, always fits in to the rhythm.
I see. So that's what makes the senior national team, the Black Stars, in your humble opinion, a lot more dynamic, because then they can switch to any of the formations that the field relies. Yes. Can we say the same for the Super Eagles? I mean, we've seen some quality in the Super Eagles. Talk about individual brilliance, they have it. But then also talk about formation.
Unity Cup.
Okay.
The team they are using for the Unity Cup is more of same name, same face. We have been there before. Chukwueze, Ifeanyi, Bruno is there, Wambali is there, Ndidi is there. So the experience, I felt the coach went for experience, more than the youthful exuberance. He feel there is this rivalry, so I'm coming to play the Ghana Black Stars, so I don't want to do experiment. I don't want to experiment with the team. You can see we all thought Ahmed Musa has retired, but he's still back on the fold. You can see so many of them are there. So with experience, that's what he went for. That's what he went for, not really in this very match. So I believe he has a decision. He took the decision to bring these boys to this Unity Cup. So let's see how it or plays out, how it will turn out. If it favor him, Nigeria is a place whereby one bad result, your head is gone.
I like that. One bad result, your head is gone. So how bad is it as when you lose against Ghana?
That is the main thing. So I believe the coach knows what he has to do best, and then so that the results that he needs can come in favor of Nigeria.
Well, if Nigeria would have that favorable result, it would come to 90 minutes of play. But let's take a look at some statistics that we have for you, especially in the last 5 games. The Super Eagles versus Ghana 2024, they had 1 victory. Nigeria beat Ghana by 2-1 in the friendly, and then in the World Cup qualifying for the third round, second leg, that's when we drew 1-1 with the Nigerians after drawing goalless here in Accra. There was another friendly earlier on in 2011 where the Nigerians and the Ghanaians played to a pulsating draw. And then 2010, Ghana beat Nigeria in the Africa Cup of Nations semi-finals again. And for all these matches that you're seeing, the rivalry has been that strong and that great. 2 friendly matches, 2 World Cup qualifiers, 1 Africa Cup of Nations semi-finals. So Ghana was able to, well, at least there were 3 draws in the last 5 matches, and Nigeria won 1 and Ghana won 1. Reggie, how difficult is it to play the Nigerians? What do they have that we don't have? that makes it difficult for Ghana? And I'll be asking Coach Richard the same.
You made a statement.
Sure.
You said when it comes to individual, Nigerians are ahead of Ghana.
Sure.
When it comes to, let's say, physique, they are ahead of us.
Sure.
When it comes to, let's say, exposure, European exposure, they are almost everywhere in the continent. But I can 100% tell you, Ghana and Nigeria, we are like this. But when it comes to friendly games, this is my statistics of, when it comes to friendly games like this, Nigerians are always ahead.
Really?
But when it comes to major tournaments, World Cup qualifier, AFCON, and all those things,
you don't get close.
No, they are not near us at all. Because we have a mentality for friendly games, we have a mentality for
competitive
matches.
Sure. Okay.
So this is the difference. And honestly speaking, for Nigerians to lose to Brazil, they will prefer to lose to Brazil than losing to Ghana. Nigerians.
Why that mentality?
It has been since, from ages. Back in the days, from 80s, 70s, I think I came to see and I heard.
Okay.
So
Coach Richard, what is it about Ghana that you don't like?
What is
it about black that you don't like? That every time you have to meet Ghana, be it competitive or friendly, it is like a do and die affair.
I can vividly remember a Nations Cup. Was it the quarterfinal, Ghana Nigeria at Accra Sports
Stadium?
Yeah, there was an incident that happened that day. I don't think many sport journalists or supporters or fans didn't see that incident. There was an incident between John Mike Obi and Antonio Anna.
Right.
Whereby it was an off incident. If there was a VAR, then I think Antonio Anna would have gotten a red card. Whereby there was a poke in the eye in that very match during the 75 minutes when the match was 1-1. That was what really
can through it.
Yes. That was what destabilized the Super Eagles at that very moment, and that was where Ghanaian got that mindset that the engine room of the Super Eagles is gone, because at that time Mike was all over. Antonio was like bullying him, the height and everything, the physique. You know, Antonio is not that small guy, so he just entered him. So at the end of the day, Ghanaian always have, let's say, from the 90s coming, some certain players, there's this combative midfield. You see their midfield. I'm not talking about the Olympics, their midfields. That cohesion in midfield has been consistent. They don't switch, like they bring in this new player today, 4-5 matches, they bring another new player. No.
Midfield has always been the strong
zone of the Black Stars. So
Michael Essien, Suleiman Tari,
you can see they have that chord there. So Nigeria find it very difficult when it comes to playing Ghana, because when it comes to the wings, you have also people who are very strong there.
Quite a lot, especially the relationship between Nigerian football and Ghana football at club level. Liberty Professionals had a very good relationship with some of the dons of Nigerian football. So there was that yearly encounter where you see the likes of Friday Elaho, Friday Ekpo. They were all there.
Victor Ekpeba and co. They used to
exactly. Okay. But one thing that has gone on for both countries is the realization that, look, we've got local players who can match up